Welcome! Wait! Mon amie's such a dumb child.
Hey! Hey, hey! That's...
Anyway... Bye-bye!
I won't let you...
Hey, hey! Huh?
Damn it!
Well... How about it? What?
See?
I'm gonna do it!
Hey, hey!
No! Well now! Now then, during the if you vote, I'll punish. Oh well, who cares about?
I don't mind starting the trial, but, you know, because I would... Even if you do grasp it, you're just...
But Nagito's not alone.
You're fine.
Empty head? Listen up! The emptier your head, the...
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with... Since he's the first witness, why...
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so...
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital. I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light up. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what a... A video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head. Claiming a...
Amazing! That's such a...
I tried to stop. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video... But it was too... By the time I arrived, the person wearing the... I thought I should tell the others right away.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, at least, that's what I thought.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since
After I rested for a bit, and then I noticed, coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko.
Very...
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, so I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's, and not just that.
That's when we heard the body discovered.
And so, we just...
When we removed the hemp bag,
So that's how the case played...
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music...
Wait, how do I know anything? Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story... Hajime, if you're the only one, then you could be lying as much...
lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying... Come on, try to prove... Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault. Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's test, then the fact that Ibuki...
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously,
Did Hajime kill both of them?
the fact that the bodies were imitating the movie... No, that's wrong!
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no...
Of course you're not.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him?
hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this...
Nagito, what do you...
Well, since we're opening with your, it also provides...
What warm-up?
Don't get mad.
What a waste of time. Now then, since we know Hajime...
So this means Ibuki.
Yeah,
Then that seals it! Ibuki...
If Ibuki committed...
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same...
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what... The killer murdered Hyoko while Hajime was gone, so all we gotta do is establish...
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you...
I couldn't have been gone for more...
So they killed Hyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes?
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you...
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, That door is the... If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely... Which means, when we broke down... If that's the case, the only suspicious... And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too!
What the hell?
The others all have... Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes!
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall!
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was waited till we get and suddenly
So they look like
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
the killer was still inside by locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong!
Wait a sec. There's also a
From the outside.
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door.
Semi-transparent. I see!
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Yeah. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And based on all that,
I didn't know glue.
I believe it is not.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touch. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, it must have sealed.
and thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfect. But if you just stick them together with glue, that doesn't really matter. The killer... First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem real? It was so obvious that it makes...
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia! And me! However...
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left...
And they also taped her up back.
Even quick...
Oh, what
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime, they must have done it earlier.
But when Hajime got to the venue...
And when you went back with everyone else. But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time. Of course, the body wasn't revealed. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper.
That's right, but... Got it!
Scrap, isn't it? In the music venue storage room, there was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have some...
A mere nobody like me isn't important. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
It's all coming together! Got it! Kyoko's body...
But it would have taken quite a long...
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar.
What?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper... So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Kyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't really...
Well, that's understandable. I mean...
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the...
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the...
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many...
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music...
But the killer made a mistake. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body...
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off, since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash...
Then, when was Hiyoko actually...
Good point. It's about time we shed some...
You mentioned imitation murder more than...
Are you kidding me? You...
Hey! Don't put my leg...
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Eat mothballs? I knew it!
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie. Although, the mutilated tin...
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that...
The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line.
Yeah, it's valid. But
Do you... If you're going to cry and beg like...
I'm not...
I'll let you sob as much as you want. What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to...
And even bigger?
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged her. That means when she was still alive...
What's wrong with that?
Dad, it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed...
How... You're a pope.
Man, he's being...
First and foremost, how can a low-class creep...
Because she was doing something that...
It seems you... You're one...
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the crib?
Maybe her feet were, but she was like sitting, so instead they're...
Weak. It doesn't even pierce my heart!
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet...
I am telling you to present...
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, that something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right?
Then it's Hiyoko's...
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck.
If Ibuki stepped...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it?
Does that mean you're...
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? But are you sure you're so frightened you can't even... However, the time for conviction... You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about what did you see, a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer...
Don't say such fool...
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time. Ibuki must have already stepped in it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor. Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't...
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think...
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. So the killer probably didn't...
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with me.
That's right! I didn't know...
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file...
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to... Then it's decided.
It appears that... Fine then. But regardless of good or evil...
Can't you just shut up?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but...
Why me?
Nagito? What do you...
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko and then committed suicide.
That's totally impossible!
Then she was afflicted by the despair disease.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's, the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her...
She hanged herself!
And if she was going to fake her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her...
There's no doubt that someone killed those two. There's still... If Ibuki didn't commit... According to that video you saw, then does that mean someone...
Forrest?
I don't know anything.
Don't say...
So then our plan is to just... Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear...
But just to be sure...
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know?
Then... the video...
What time did
I saw it at the hospital, right before... And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monikuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged her. And since we established that Hiyoko, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who got...
Now then, I shall issue my decree.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what if... about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi!
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then... Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the... sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane. Right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not... In fact,
You...
up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan...
We even...
Hey!
Too much in...
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell...
And we went to the hospital.
I get it.
If that's the case,
It's better if we think... The killer decided to falsify the murder...
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during...
It feels like... Oh,
But committing an... Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi... Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate?
Are you saying...
I feel really bad for confusion. I think the killer had a completely...
Hiya!
Stop it!
What a...
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun... No! This definitely... Everyone, do your very...
Huh. Did I confuse you? If so, I would...
Man...
If that's the case, it would have been just... If that happened, the imitation would...
Well, it's against...
That rule is too harsh.
Seriously, just shut up!
But I'm thinking about it again.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the...
It's not just that. Come on. About the lion...
That's the one Hyoko's...
Even though we're calling it an But Hyoko's body was suspended by... Maybe they just used a common Well, that's probably it, but... That attitude... If falsifying the murder sequence was... They should have taken steps to properly imitate...
but if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you sick?
I'm saying...
What?
I understand the imitation... It's not just the poor imitation.
Strange detail.
Like, for example...
So, you're saying the truth behind you...
I have no freaking clue!
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way he'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
no, maybe. She went of her own free will.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way you'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer. No, maybe she went of her own free will.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way you'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer. No, maybe she went of her own free will.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said.
So,
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease. I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the...
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put us otherwise. There's no point in messing with the crime scene. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the...
I won't move! Are you saying this will be my first and last highlight?
No!
Shut up! Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her!
I can't back down!
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her!
I can't back down!
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her!
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door! So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later! The killer was the one who locked the door! So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later!
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body! Her kimono was all messed. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words! The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because...
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she just...
Hyoko seemed to be really struck. I believe that was one of... That is why I informed. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue.
Then the reason her kimono was messed...
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own.
I get it. I lost. Boyle...
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Then, the killer probably...
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way...
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you creep.
Kazuichi, it seems you have... Do you want me to incinerate your...
Gundam, please stop!
What do you mean from... Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko...
The only thing I can think of is... When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
killed Hiyoko?
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murder.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki. Do you?
Damn, we don't know the most of...
Hey, Nagita.
Hey, how long are you gonna... Oh, am I... I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. Ibuki definitely did...
Huh?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked... But now I remember. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime, there'd be bloody... So that's why I think there's no way she...
You know, we already...
That's annoying. I guess I should... Are you freaking kidding?
That's strange.
This is strange.
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang her... Yeah, that stepladder was
Did you notice such a small detail?
But didn't you say then? I think unless there was something.
I see.
But that's something only Hajime would know.
Hajime, as long as I leave this to you.
Yeah, I'll...
Damn it! Damn it! Here!
That's right, I remember now.
Can you explain?
What's strange is that stepladder. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirt. There was a bloodstain, right? However, that there weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder.
That is truly... If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder in the video was...
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance.
It's possible those two step.
Wait, are you saying there were two?
But where would you find a...
In one of the stepladders.
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I? That's amazing, Chiaki!
Besides the stepladder,
What do you mean?
I mean the video I saw was filmed so...
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue.
Then, there's a possibility that...
This is my... We will never give up! It's all coming together! That's it. The killer just with it. They made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually...
Then only the monitor was left?
Yes, at least when I first... But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put...
That means you should have realized that.
He did discover the body.
That's true. In order to hide that the camera was missing. I see! The killer smashed the monitor to... As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually... My attention was so focused on the body that...
And the moment Hajime left the music venue...
And they destroyed it and left that in...
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance cameras connect.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts,
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
But the hospital and the...
That's exactly why the killer did something...
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
they might have tampered with the...
I still can't believe... Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way to turn the music venue.
Which place resembled it? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like... They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really... It somehow became a plain black curtain that...
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? That curtain was hung so the music in actuality... doesn't stand out. It is a black light blocking curtain.
I see. The same color as the... So the killer chose the conference room.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
I can prove it with this! You're referring to the candle in the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. The music venue has good lighting.
But wouldn't they have...
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue. That's why the killer used a candle.
Which means... that candle was likely placed there just to make me...
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture...
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would... But it appears the killer already covered that up.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection room.
The motel would have been too far. And then
But this must be a surprising... You never suspected that the video you saw in the...
the incident isn't happening at the scene of...
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed, then was Ibuki killed at the...
No, that right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was... The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be...
By that time,
The actual time of death must have...
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of...
The reason the kill... There's only one possibility I can think of. Then naturally, the killer's idea...
Huh?
You feed! Are you...
You're the only one! Mika, you're the killer, aren't you? Like I said, aren't you...
Hey, a chick like her is the killer?
She's a clumsy slowpoke like me.
But we're the only... Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage.
An alibi?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only hot...
It's just a...
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video. Is that also... At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the... That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance. Put the bat... By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying... And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to...
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference...
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair.
So that must...
That's impossible!
It's not literally impossible. It just shows she can't...
Hey,
You wrong! Just like Akane said.
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be...
That slow-witted
It's in a tournament for social. Even how many times do I have to tell?
Do you still believe...
Hey, Hutch!
Can you... Well, I know I'm being intrusive. I missed all of the critical parts, and I...
What do you say?
But still, there's... I thought it was suspicious. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than...
Hey, what are you...
Well, thanks to that, I've been so focused on everybody else.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose.
Please don't say such
Well, it's nothing big.
Dang! Decisive.
Let's take a look. Regarding the rope Ibuki, this rope was supplied by the
Again with the supermarket?
If they got it at the supermarket,
What's wrong with...
I want you to take a close look at near the middle of the rope. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long.
It means, well, from what I can infer, the killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they...
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while. What exactly did you say to me?
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will, just like this case's killer.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki.
And then... Huh? You didn't... Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
scars. You mean the rope burned, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the... Though hanging and straight the scars they leave... Scars?
But we believed it was from a hang... Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it! So that's what happened. We've been falling for the... You said Ibuki hanged herself. You told us the wrong cause of death. You should have been able to tell the difference. You knew.
First of all, I'm not a coroner. That's why...
You were right.
But even a drunk medical student can know...
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled...
He's totally right!
Mikan nursed me till I got better.
Don't you think her devotion to nurse...
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she...
So Mikan volunteered to...
That's a little...
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is.
You've got it all wrong!
I'm sorry. I just can't forgive...
Forgive...
Well, if that's the choice... But is that real?
You're friggin' annoying!
There's...
Is that really true?
Stop it!
I can't... I don't want to do this, but I need you. That's not it.
What the...
I do... 'Cause...
Don't say...
If you want to believe... Belief without doubt...
Fine.
justifying your actions with fancy words. I'm done with that! You hear me? It's not fair. Why won't you forgive me? What did I do?
Is acting like this your strategy plus? To be honest, I've run out.
If we don't have any fine, the same as... But still, that's why we gotta stick with this until the very end. Hey, Mikan, if you're not the killer... Can you prove... Wait! Do you have any proof? Treating me like this... Why does everybody...
Is this bro...
I'm not the killer! But the only one who can find the hole in her argument. So... Why do you get to decide? Please! Forgive... I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candle? There's no way you'd be so pleased! Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake. I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag off? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan...
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dip. There's no way you'd be able to... So please forgive... Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake. I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan clear...
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, as I said before many times, that I never said it. So how can you say anything about the camera angle?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle is because you're the person...
This is your just reward. You laughed.
Is it true, Mikan?
Huh? I was wrong.
That's not...
I mean, you know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she... Ding!
What the heck's wrong with her?
That tote bag. Isn't it the...
How do you know so much?
More importantly, did you know... Hajime saw it too, didn't you? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. Ta-da! So don't you think using one it's blatantly obvious. That's why that video is so
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such...
Then you're gonna forgive me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end! Monokuma. Whoever bought that bag should have received a note, which means it's not impossible to use that bag. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
What?
It seems the desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always...
Nikon. After I go over, please just admit it already. Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident. That's why I'm going to start with... When I went to the hospital with Mikan this morning, the incoming signal light on the surveillance... When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen, a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication. That's why I thought... But that was the... In truth, the killer brought the music, then... By doing so, they tried to when in fact, the person in the foot... I didn't know that, so I went to the music video. Seeing the body before me, I panicked, but that was all. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was and, as if they were switching places with, began working on it. First, the killer. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice any. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper. Next, the killer destroyed this. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left when they broke. In the end, they broke one of the drumsticks from. However, they did this to mislead. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room, the killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could... With that, the killer finished tampering with... They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally... And they made us discover not at the time. They pretended inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan?
This feeling of despair!
Mikan!
Whoa there! It seems your arguments have reached the... Now then, please, who will be chosen as the Black Lad? Well now. Correct!
Damn it.
Hey.
Hey. What? What?
It cannot be.
Perhaps... See? Jeez. Isn't that right?
Oh?
Huh?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
My beloved never. They forgave me. I loved them with this is. It's love.
Hey.
Well. How amazing. Could it be?
This is... But... Such dis...
Don't fuck with me!
You see?
Hey. This is bad.
I am Monaco.
Hey.
Oh?
Of course not.
Oh? That is... Oh? Well... Do you understand?
Hey. Hey, hey! Damn it!
Oh?
Yes, indeed. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
So it's... Now I can go to my... I can find... Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with a...
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment.
Let me ask.
Damn it. But... Isn't that right?
Please wait!
Damn it!
Wrong. Come on. Hmm?
You fiend.
Phew. Hey, huh? Hey!
So just as I thought. However...
Fine. Silence.
Right?
All right!
Uh-oh. Unbelievable. Hey! No way! What's this?
Hey! Damn it!
Could it be?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey! Perhaps you don't remember my face. That's pretty sad, you know? Huh? If you're messing with me, I'll
Haven't you?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean... The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn!
Danganronpa.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Nekomaru? Is that you?
No matter how you look at it, I'm still me!
No matter how we look at it, this isn't you at all.
Yeesh!
You... I already know. Hey, hey!
Pure electricity!
Damn it. Sorry.
You serious? Hey, hey.
Hey.
You...
Oh!
Huh?
Huh? Show some spirit!
Amazing!
What's this? Hey, oh my goodness!
Hey, hey! Hey, hey!
You.
What?
Disappear!
Check it out!
Hey, hey! Oh!
way. Of course!
Let's get along!
It's impossible.
Jeez!
Uh-huh. Whew.